Are you trying to decide if you should cut someone out of your life? Give me 5 minutes and I'll give you the 3 warning signs you need to look for to help you make that decision. Number 3, cut them off if they don't know how to fight right. Listen, fighting and arguing in the context of a relationship is inevitable. Every argument starts from an unmet expectation, and it's not about if we're going to disagree, it's about when we disagree. The issue is, how do you handle those disagreements? And if you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't know how to handle those disagreements and fight right, and they devalue you, maybe they call you out of your name or threaten the livelihood of your relationship. Maybe they ignore you and give you the silent treatment for several days. None of those things are acceptable. And unfortunately, staying in a relationship with someone who acts like this when they're frustrated leads to this really bad cycle of abuse. I know you've heard it before, but here's the thing. The reason they do this time and time again is because we stay thinking that it's going to get different. Why would they change when they have a success rate of 100% because we're still there after they've treated us like that? And unfortunately, it tends to get worse and worse. This doesn't just have to be abusive boyfriend behavior. This can be relationships between mothers and daughters, sisters, or even best friends. I've seen it all. But the way they treat you when they're arguing with you says a lot about their character. And if they can't control their feelings whenever they're angry, it doesn't really matter if they can rationalize whenever they're not upset, because disagreements tend to make people frustrated. So it's important that they don't act like toddlers and manage their big feelings. And another pro tip, you don't have to help people know how to manage their feelings. You don't owe them that, but they do owe you respect. And if they're not giving that to you, cut them off. Number 2, cut them off if they constantly make you feel drained. This can be emotionally and physically. Are they throwing up all of their trauma on you from their marriage, from their personal life, from their job? Are you their 24-hour therapist without getting any type of compensation in return? Do they even ever ask about what's going on in your life so that maybe they can offer some type of reciprocity for what you're doing for them? Sometimes understanding that someone is draining you can take a little bit of time. The first step is to identify that this indeed is happening. Pay attention to the physical signs. Are you tired afterwards? Do you somehow procrastinate in going to see them because you know you have to build up this huge ball of energy because they're going to slowly deplete it? And once you do identify that and the answer is yes, they're draining you, it's time to cut them off. Number 1, and utmost importantly, cut them off if they are manipulating you. Listen, people try and distort your reality so that they can manipulate you. And there's a million ways I see people being manipulated. They're gaslit. Their feelings are dismissed. Their feelings are minimized. The longer you stay when someone's manipulating you, the more distorted your reality is. And the reason you're doing this is not because you want to. You're doing this because you don't want those people who supposedly care about you and love you to abandon you. But guess what? In this process, you're abandoning yourself. Get your instinct back by not continuing to share so much information or engage with them as frequently. Isolate from these people as much as possible. And I promise, as you exercise this skill set, you'll get stronger about knowing your own thoughts, feelings, and values once again. I did a video about this, how I no longer have friendships and I'm always in the process of self-isolation, because through that journey, I'm able to get to know myself more. And as I get to know myself more, I now know how other people should treat me, especially for those of us who were not given a good baseline, which I wasn't, during my early childhood experiences. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm Stephanie, and I would sincerely be honored if you would subscribe to my channel. This is a safe space for us to be strong enough to be vulnerable with each other and talk about the hard stuff. Unfortunately, when we don't talk about them, we don't have solutions and it doesn't get any better. If you need some tips and tricks and you want to hear about my experience and my journey of self-isolation, check out this video about how I have no friends and I'm 43 and I'm proud of it. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I know you could be watching millions of other channels and it means the world that you're watching me. All right, well, until next time, bye.